EA, Ubisoft, and Pokemon be the main focus of today's news, with a special news briefing. After all that, it's quick news today, guys. Only 3 things before we get to our special briefing. Very, very shallow day on the news cycle, but we're going to make do. Anyways, guys, thank you guys so much for tuning into this episode of Daily Dose of Gaming News. I am your host, Keymaster84. As always, thank you guys for tuning in. Appreciate you, love you, thank you so much. Now, if you do me a huge favor, hit that like, hit that subscribe button with the bell notification if you have not already. And if you haven't, share this with one of your friends. Share with one friend every single day. Next thing you know, we'll be Gigantor. Anyways, with that being said, let's dive into the news. EA's Instagram is getting destroyed with people wanting Skate 4. People are demanding Skate 4 to come out. And people are demanding it come out. And it's not in development, guys. Unless it's in like super secret stealth development. I highly doubt it's gonna happen. There's another skating game coming out called Session, which is gonna be coming out later this year, and hopefully, that'll kind of quell the crowds before we have a full-on riot with stakes and knives and fire. But no, I mean, yeah, EA has been getting hammered. I think there was a post, one post in general that they got sent to EA saying they wanted for Skate 4, and it had 18,000 likes, 1,500 comments about wanting Skate 4. I mean, at this point, if you're EA, you have to be like, hey guys, I think we're gonna have to make Skate 4, just because there's such a demand for it right now. Like, how are you not making that game at this point? But it is what it is. It's EA, their decision. Can't get crazy with it. Anyways, guys, yeah, that's what I had for that. Pokemon Sword and Shield won't be the only Pokemon games coming out this year. Pokemon Rumble Rush was just released on Android devices in Australia. It's about to go worldwide for Android and iOS. It's here real soon. It's going to be offering a very traditional mobile experience. Not going to be like Pokemon Go. But it is a different aspect to the game. It's much more like hey, let's go beat up this Pokemon and things of that nature, not so much like an adventure game. So it's pretty interesting. If you guys are excited about that, go reserve it or do whatever you have to do in the App Store. And Ubisoft will be releasing 4 big games by March of 2020, and Skull and Bones has been delayed. That's right, the more serious version of Sea of Thieves has been delayed. But the rumors are oh man, lost my spot, guys. Up here, I'm going to do this. We're going to have to go through this article and make it work. But yeah, unfortunately, Skull and Bones did get delayed. Just needs a bit more time than they were anticipating. But they want to make it a quality experience, and they need to make sure it can be as awesome as it can be. And yes, those are quotes. It was going to be shown during the E3 press conference, but it now has been taken out of their E3 press conference. And then as they've done that because they want to focus on stuff that's going to ship sooner. But then as they were talking, they went on to talk about the other 4 AAA games are be coming out, or 3 of them will be coming out, 4 AAA games are going to be coming out by 2020, March of 2020. 3 of them have been previously unannounced. Not Assassin's Creed, because that's skipping 2019. Splinter Cell's being squashed. They don't consider Just Dance a AAA title. Far Cry just launched this last few months ago. Skull and Bones is now delayed. So it's really curious to see what is going to be happening. We do know one game for sure, and that is Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Breakpoint is going to be going It will be released before March 2020. There could be potentially a Watch Dogs game. It's really hard to say what game they'll be coming out with. But as of right now, we only know one of the 4 AAA games that will be coming out before March 2020. So make sure you guys are tuning into E3 to know what they are. Now, that is it with the normal news. If you guys want to just boogie out of here, totally understand. We are doing a special report, though, today, guys. A special report. Hits home down towards the heart for me. Me and Big Ro personally. This is a esports organization him and I have been following for, feels like forever. So yeah, we're going to start that part of the broadcast now. So if you guys want to stay around and listening to what's going on and kind of get kind of the inside scoop about what's going on in esports right now, stay tuned. Here we go. Optic Gaming is a professional esports organization that was started in 2006 by Ryan Optic J. Musselman and Optic Crew. And in 2007, Musselman stepped down and handed the team over to Hector Hex Rodriguez, and that's when the team began making its competitive scene. It's starting the competitive scene. In 2010, with the Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 on the Xbox 360, they went on to win multiple titles within the games. They've won in 2016. They won the Stage 1 playoffs. In 2016, they won the Anaheim Open, the Orlando Open. 2017, they won the Call of Duty World League Paris, Call of Duty World League Dallas. 2017 Pro League Stage 2, and then also the Call of Duty Championships in 2017. They won the Las Vegas Open just a few months ago here in 2019. That's just their winnings in Call of Duty. They've also have had significant wins in pretty much everything that they've done. Gears of War, League of Legends. The League of Legends teams obviously is not doing as well as they would hope, but still a very good team. It's very interesting. It's a very interesting situation right now. In 2017, Texas Esports, led by co-owner Neil Liebman, majority owner Ray Davis, Rangers majority owner Ray Davis is also part of the group, along with Neil Liebman. Made an investment into Infinite Esports and Entertainment, which it bought a majority share of Optic Gaming, and they it seemed like a great idea at the time. Hex has said multiple times that he talked to people. It seemed like the best bet. Everything seemed to make sense. I think it was valued at, they bought it for about $150 million. They moved from Chicago down to Dallas, just outside Dallas, and ever since that portion of this happens, it has been kind of downhill from there. I've always been a little wary of the whole situation, but let's start diving into kind of some of the nitty-gritty details, and then I'll give my opinion on what's going on, and we'll go from there. So what it is Hector wanted to start getting into bigger esports. Well, the problem is getting into bigger esports, you need more money, and he was literally running Optic out of his pocket. Obviously there was money within the organization, but a lot of it was him handling everything. There was no people in the background, there was no support staff, there was nothing. It was began and ended with Hex, and maybe that's why it worked so well. But they wanted to start getting into the LCS, and they wanted to do Overwatch, and just to get into these leagues, you're talking, the price was $20, $30, $40, $50 million just to get a spot in these leagues. That's insanity, so he needed help. So he took on the investment from Infinite Esports, $150 million. He gave up his majority share, and then They moved down to Texas. From there, it was things never really seemed to be 100% ever on the same page as a fan looking in from the outside in. It always seemed like there was something disjointed, something not quite clicking, people never being on the same page. I mean, there's a million different things I could say right now. And I mean, I'm by no means trying to be PC or anything here, guys. It's just, it's just odd to me that, like, how did this get to this point? And I think what it really is that, from the sounds of it, things are starting to come out now. Things were not always great down there in Dallas. It sounds like there's a lot of strife between current ownership and Hex. We may never know. We may find out after whatever happens. But here's what's happening today. Infinite Esports has been having the team up for sale since January of this year. And they're trying to get as much of their $150 million investment back as they can. But they are trying to figure out how to get the best use of their money. And it's definitely interesting. Right now, the news is this: Immortals Gaming Club had acquired the Brazilian matchmaking platform Gamers Club, which is when they changed their name from Immortals to Immortals Gaming Club. They also took on Series B funding that totaled right around $30 million. A day later, Jacob Wolf from ESPN reported that the IGC wasn't interested in acquiring the Infinite Esports and Entertainment. This is a big hit, guys, because obviously if Immortals comes in, which, don't get me wrong, nothing against Immortals, they're a great organization. They were not a part of the initial LCS. They were not part of the initial LCS bid, which everyone was pretty shocked about, but they had just gotten the Overwatch League, so people were assuming that was probably why. So this is Immortals wanting to get back into the LCS. Trust me, I totally understand why Immortals is doing it. I think it's a great business decision. I totally understand. I do not fault Immortals in any way possible. What I do fault is this, though, is Infinite Esports has mismanaged this from the very beginning. Because now you're in a position to where you're selling everything. Everything is going. The Overwatch team, the CSGO team, the Call of Duty team, the best team one of the best teams in the world, the Gears of War team. I mean, all the content creators, everything. It's all gonna be gone. Immortals will own everything. They're gonna own the Optic IP. They're gonna own everything. Now, with that being said, it does, by Immortals buying Optic Gaming's essence, everything, it has led to some things like Immortals already has an Overwatch team, so they're gonna have to sell the Houston Outlaws to somebody else. You can't have two Overwatch League teams. They'll use the LCS spot. They're gonna have to get rid of the CSGO team. Call of Duty this year might be fine. They might keep them around. Hard to say. If they do keep them around, they may or may not keep them, because Call of Duty is going to be called the COD World League, which will be franchising next year, and those spots are roughly going for $20 to $30 million. It just amazes me that all this is going down. Rumors are that from COD Burner himself, the mysterious COD Burner himself, he has said that they've been up for sale for several months, which, if you read any kind of business articles, you would already know that. But he went on to further say that they've been for sale for several months. They're not getting a very good deal by selling it right now, just because they have been on sale for so long. And it's just amazing that what it sounds like is they're basically telling the um, the content creators that you can stay around, but you're gonna have to take a pay cut. As far as the Gears of War team, it sounds like maybe they could potentially be staying because there's not, it's team. They'll win like they always have, just with a different jersey on. They'll be dropping CS:GO like we already talked about. They'll be in NALCS again. The real question is what happens with the Call of Duty team and the content creators. And it sounds like that could be where some of the sticking point is. But we'll have to wait and see. Now, to throw a wrench in all this, so Hector did sell his majority share. So now what's happening is right now there's actually a bidding war. Not a bidding war. I have no idea if it's a bidding war, but there are multiple bids on the table. So Immortals has their bid for buying Optic Gaming from Infinite Esports. Now, Hex is a man of purpose. He is a man of desire. He is a man of morals. He grew Optic Gaming from just a bunch of friends basically hanging out to what it is today, but for being bought for $150 million. He is also trying to put a bid in for the spot. We'll have to wait and see what happens. It sounds like everything will be wrapped up by the end of the month. This is something I'm definitely keeping a hard eye on. I mean, obviously we're not going to find anything out until a final decision's made. Maybe they could work something out where they sell bits and pieces of the teams to Immortals. Hex and his guys can buy the rest of it. It's really hard to say, guys. And this is a big hit for me. This is a big hit for me. I pretty much don't watch any traditional sports anymore. I have pretty much have done everything. I have pretty much have gone over to all either non-mainstream sports or esports, and Optic Gaming is one of the very first teams I got into, and so it's really unfortunate and it's really sad for me to see this going on, but hopefully with awareness out there and showing support and people wanting this to maintain a thing, this will keep on growing and getting bigger, and someone will be able to save Optic, and the third most popular by social media standards, the third most popular franchise in esports currently, will be saved. So guys, with that being said, let me know down in the comments below what you guys think of this Optic situation. If you guys are Optic fans, if you are not, if you've never heard about it before, if you want to know more about this, please let me know about that down in the comments below. I will be reporting on this more. I just wanted to get the word out now because it's fresh in everybody's mind. It's happening right now. Literally, it's happening right now. So make sure you guys are tuning in every single day, so that way you guys get more information. Also, make sure you guys are hitting that like, then cutting that, and then the subscribe button with the bell notification. That way you guys don't miss on any of our great videos we have coming out every single day. Now, with that being said, thank you guys so much for tuning in. We'll see you guys next episode. Peace.